this is Manifestation 101, where I'll be teaching you how to manifest so that you can be happier, be more fulfilled, and live a more intentional life. So go ahead and settle in and wind down. And if you haven't already, go ahead and grab your journal and some water. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just take some breaths. We're gonna ground in. I don't know what you were doing before this or what you were reading or watching or whatever before this, but we just wanna make sure that we've got all of our attention, all of our energy focused here in this moment on what we're focused on, which is to learn something new, expand our knowledge, or to get a refresher. So let's go ahead and start with just a deep breath in through the nose, nice and slow, for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that for 1, 2, and then exhale that breath out through your mouth. And as you exhale, feel your stomach pulling in close to your spine, pushing out all of that air. And then we're going to inhale again, nice and deep into the belly. As you breathe in, feel your chest begin to expand. And even maybe feel the air in your throat as you reach capacity. Hold that for 1, 2, and then exhale out through your mouth. And then last one, you know what to do. I'll do it with you. There we go. So the first thing I want you to just think about is why you're here. What has you interested in the law of attraction and manifestation and that sort of thing? What has sort of ignited or sparked this new path for you? Or maybe this isn't like a new path, but you're circling back to it after some time, some time with it out of your life, or some time taking a pause from it or not really engaging with it that much. Just think about that. Like, why are you here? And maybe that's because there's mental health issues or physical health issues. It could quite possibly be because you feel like you thought you had all the answers, but you're still not satisfied. Or maybe your business is suffering, or your relationships are suffering. Or maybe it's that you're just not motivated. You don't have any energy. You're not inspired. You sort of have lost that vitality or eagerness about life. So just think about what has sort of brought you to this new precipice. What my goal is, and my name is Asha. I am a law of attraction life coach, and I do group workshops and I do one-on-one coaching, among other things. But ultimately, what my goal is to help you align with who you really are. And it's such a simple thing, but that simple thing can really ripple out into many areas of your life. Some things that I've achieved and that my students achieve through taking my workshops and working with me one-on-one is experiencing consistent satisfaction and joy, understanding how the laws of the universe work and how they affect you and your life, experiencing success in all areas of your life, not just one, and having that eagerness for life and its possibilities again. So that's really what you have to gain out of learning about the law of attraction, about manifestation. And I know it can seem like too good to be true, but when you have grown up around people or in a society or reading books or studying history about how life is suffering and how no pain, no gain, or well, if you didn't earn it, you don't deserve it, or things like that, you begin to think that that's how it really is. And as you'll learn later, if you think that's how it is, that's exactly what you will experience. But I do help people go through a shift in their perspective, in their core fundamental beliefs that allows them to achieve all of these things that I've listed here. So something you might want to think about next is, what understanding of the law of attraction are you coming in with? Think about, have you read any books? Have you read any movies? There's a really popular movie out there called The Secret. A lot of people come into my workshops having watched that. Have you heard anything from your friends? Are you in any sort of consciousness groups or communities, and they talk about vibration or energy or things like that? So just thinking about, what are you coming in with? And I'm going to give you an explanation that is so simple. So simple. That's going to really clarify all of that. So what I would ask you is to maybe, for this 45 minutes, to set aside anything that you've come in with and have an open mind to possibly a new perspective or a new way of understanding this and working with this. So the first thing to consider is, do you believe that everything has a vibrational frequency? Now, what do I mean by that? That everything at its most basic level is moving, is in motion. If you look at anything in a microscope, at the smallest level, in the most powerful microscope, you will see that even the most solid thing is in motion. At its core, it is energy. And as Albert Einstein said, everything in life is vibration. So that is our foundation. Now we're going to build on top of that. Do you believe that things attract other things that are like it? This is happening with everything that is physical and everything that is non-physical. You might be wondering, what do you mean by that? What I mean is everything that you can perceive and things that you cannot perceive. Because as we know, we can't always perceive things at the energetic or vibrational level, right? We can't perceive the microwaves, but we know the microwaves are there. We can't perceive the waves going from my computer to your phone or your computer, wherever you are, but we know that they're there. So some examples of this are everywhere in nature. If you look anywhere in nature, things that are like each other tend to be in groups of each other, like a forest, right? Or a field of flowers, or a hive of bees, or a flock of geese. It's really rare that you see just a tree by itself, or you see a lone animal by itself. Of course, there are a few exceptions out there, but as a whole, it's not common that you see that, unless humans have got involved in the natural process. Then you might see one tree by itself. Another example would be people and what they believe, right? People gather together in different political groups and different organizations based off the beliefs that they have. They tend to gravitate towards each other and want to spend time with each other, talking about these things that they feel that they believe. It's also the case with other interests, like hobbies, like art, or sports, or dance, or anything else that you can think of that you might be passionate about. You tend to be attracted to people that also have those same passions. And then our body, right? Cells that have similar functions cluster together, group together to form our organs, to form our blood vessels, to form our skin. That's what's happening in the womb when we're forming. And the two most important examples are, one, our emotions. When you feel an emotion, if you feel that long enough, you're attracting other emotions that are like it. You're attracting experiences that are going to reproduce that emotion that you felt, whether it's a good emotion or a not so good feeling emotion. And it's the same thing with thoughts, right? If you think a thought long enough, you will start to have other thoughts that are like that thought. What do you think brainstorming is, right? You're going to brainstorm about a particular topic, and then suddenly you start having epiphanies or realizations, and other thoughts start coming in. All of these are examples of the law of attraction at work. So let's do a recap of our basic understanding. First, everything has a vibrational frequency. Second, things with the same vibrational frequency are attracted to each other. And three, this attraction occurs with all things, whether they are physical or non-physical. Now, you don't do the law of attraction, you study it. And the reason I say that is I feel it's really important to understand our role within this universe and our role in terms of the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is happening right now. It has been happening, and it will continue to happen. And when we increase our awareness of the law of attraction, we can begin to see how it's working in our lives and then begin to change the output. It's like studying a river so as to know how to get the most energy from this naturally flowing water. The water is your inner being. It's your higher self. It's source energy. It's God. It's whatever term you resonate with. That's what the water in this analogy is. And it also is the natural positive flow of that energy. That non-physical energy within you, your spirit, your soul, that part of you that connects you to everything that is, that connects you to God, that is positive inherently. Now, any dams or blockages are ways in which you are resisting or limiting the natural flow of that water through your beliefs or actions. So anything that you're thinking, you're feeling, or you're doing that's in opposition to that natural positive flow are ways in which you feel like you might be self-sabotaging, or you feel like you've got a block around this particular area of your life, or you keep repeating the same pattern over and over again, even though you don't want it to happen. So a lot of time the approach is to remove the dams, remove the blockages so the water can flow. But the catch is that you don't need to focus on removing the dam or removing the blockages. Because as we remember back to the foundation, what you focus on is what you get. So if you're focusing on thoughts of this blockage, focusing on emotions or feelings of how this blockage feels, that's what's going to persist. That's what you're going to attract to you. There is no law of exclusion. If you say, I don't want to be around negative people, all the universe hears is negative people. There is no. The strength, the power, and the intelligence of the river, of your source energy, your inner being, your higher self, that non-physical part of you that connects you to all that is such that it can wash away any block. All that you need to do is focus on where that stream, where that positive flow is actually taking you, not what's standing in the way. Now, the next part here is fun. And I say that because this is the part that that really increases your self-awareness and your awareness of every single thing that's happening around you. And that's understanding that nothing is a coincidence. So it's really important that in the beginning, you pay attention to any signs, any symbols, any dreams and events in your life. Pay attention to your emotions and your thoughts. Take a million step back. Take a mountain's eye view of you and your life and just watch what you're doing and what's happening as a result. Just watching in the beginning. That's what's most important. And that's because the world is a mirror, and so are your dreams and your relationships. And they're a mirror for your vibrational frequency, your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs. When you look at the events of your life through the lens of intentionality, everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. When you look at it as, this is what I'm experiencing because part of that is resonating with me. There's some of me in that, and that's why I've attracted this. Everything starts to make sense. You understand that the universe is purposeful and has an order. When we understand that, we know that we're not at the whim of some unseen forces. We're actually co-creating with them. And then when we take notes, we can begin to recalibrate. We can begin to change what we're thinking, what we're feeling to affect what happens in our reality, what happens in our lives. Now we have our part in this process of manifestation, and God, universe, non-physical, inner being, whatever you want to call that part, has their role. And so I'm going to go into what actually is our part and what's the part of non-physical. So I'm taking a little bit of a toe in the water into The Art of Allowing by Abraham Hicks. I'm just going over the first 3 steps because really those are the most important steps and the steps in which I go in depth in my masterminds and in my coaching. And the first step is to ask for what you want. Step 1 usually involves some type of perceived to be negative emotion or negative experience that caused you to want something different. Example would be you get into a car accident and the desire then is that you want a new car, for example. Step 2 is that God in the universe immediately answers. Your inner being, God, has exactly what you want. They're holding the vibration of that for you. It is there. Step 2 has nothing to do with you. You don't do anything in step 2. Step 2 is non-physical, organizing everything to bring it to you. Now, step 3 is back to you. The ball's in your court. And that's allowing this answer, this solution, this manifestation into your reality. That's all you. So the step 3 involves aligning yourself with your manifestation, with actually what you desire. And that means you got to move away from step 1. You got to move away from asking and move into receiving, because the feeling of asking and the feeling of receiving are 2 totally different feelings. So you're not going to be able to get what you want if you keep asking for it, or if you keep looking at the fact that it's not there. So you might be wondering, well, how do I let in what I desire and stop feeding what I don't? How do I actually manifest? How do I stop getting in my own way? And the number 1 way to do that is feeling satisfaction. It's that simple. It's feeling satisfaction. Now, that's not to say that feeling satisfaction and getting to that point is always the easiest, but it is the way. And so a very simple way that I can give you to feel more satisfaction, to even feel satisfaction right now, would be gratitude, appreciation, being thankful, thinking of things that you're happy about, things that you love, things that make you feel good, thinking about everything that's going right for you, thinking about positive, pleasant memories, looking around you and appreciating everything that you see, walking outside and appreciating the world around you. Gratitude and appreciation of anything is going to put you in a place of satisfaction. Because when you're feeling good, when you're in flow, everything seems to just happen seamlessly and naturally. We've all had those days where we wake up and we're just feeling good. You don't even know why you're feeling good because you don't really know, but you feel good, right? And then you're on your way to work. You always stop at the coffee place at Starbucks. You go to get your coffee, and then the person at the window tells you a person in front of you paid for your coffee. You're like, wow, that was so great. You didn't have to do anything to receive that. It just came right in. And then you go to work and you get some great news at work. Maybe your boss says that you get to leave a little bit early today. Woohoo, that's amazing. Maybe you get home and then your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your friend tells you that they want to take you out for some drinks or for dinner just to have some fun, all on them. Even better. Days like that are evidence that when you feel satisfaction, when you feel good, that good things come to you. Going back to the beginning, to the basic understanding again, if you're feeling satisfaction, you're going to start attracting satisfying experiences to you. If you feel frustration, if you feel irritation, if you feel lack, you're going to be attracting those experiences to you. So a very, very easy way that you can get started is just every single morning, write one page of things that you are grateful for. Just one page. And just watch and take note of the outcome. Take note of what happens. Just notice. Maybe after a week or two of doing this, do you notice a difference? Are you feeling happier overall? Are your days smoother? Are people nicer to you? Are you nicer to other people? Just take note of what happens when you do that. Now, I want to go back to the beginning and again, thinking about why you're here and thinking about what you're looking to get out of learning about this. Thinking about how you see your life changing. Thinking about why your spirit, why your soul, why your inner being led you to this webinar, led you to this live, led you here with me talking about law of attraction and manifestation and vibration. As you should know by now, nothing is a coincidence. I am here in front of you because you have attracted this. You are in front of me because I have attracted you. And it's as simple as that. So I invite you, if you have enjoyed this, if you have learned something new, if you feel eager to learn more and about how you can actually implement this, how you can begin to feel more satisfaction, manifest the things that you want easier, and actually work along with me side by side for 7 weeks to see changes in your life and get support and feedback and an intimate community of folks that are passionate about this and passionate about their own personal growth and evolution, then I invite you to join me in the Law of Attraction Silver Mastermind that I've created. We are going to be starting on June 26th, and it will be ending on August 7th. We will have guest speakers, Ebony Mitchell, Jason Romanowski, Caitlin Howe, and our beautiful, amazing co-host, Jen Thomas. In this mastermind, some things that we're going to be going in depth on are going to be a quantum gratitude practice. It's taking that, writing one page of gratitude a day and really amplifying the vibrational effect of that. You're going to learn how to manifest a better life, a better daily life. So not just manifesting the big things like, oh, I want a new car, I want a house, I want the perfect relationship, I want to move here, not just the big things, but the everyday things, like how your morning goes, how your work day goes, how your conversations go with the people you engage with every day, how you feel about yourself. Those things are the most important things that really help you to get towards those sort of bigger things that you want to call in. If your everyday life, honestly, if it's shit, if it's not great, if you're not feeling happy consistently on a daily basis, It's going to take you a while to call in those things that you want. So I really help and work with you to manifest a better daily life. That way you can get in that consistent flow and those bigger things can begin to come in. I teach you how to reprogram your past so that you don't repeat the same patterns over and over. How to harness the power of your temptations instead of repressing them. How to create a powerful ethos so that you can speak your dreams into reality in a more intentional, specific, and positive way. And how to interpret the signs, events, and symbols of your life to understand what vibration you're emitting so that you can change that and attract something different. So what you stand to gain out of all of this is really moving from a lack mindset to realizing that you have unlimited potential. Moving from a victim mentality to having an unshakable personality, having a goat that's ungettable, not being affected by everyone else or everything around you, but you deciding how you feel. Moving from feelings of unworthiness to knowing your divinity, knowing that you're a part of all that is, knowing that you're a powerful co-creator and actually believing it and seeing the proof of it. Moving from being afraid to act to having perfect timing. Moving from a place of being unmotivated to learning how to line up your energy first. So you're not trying to run off of willpower or motivation to do the things that you want to do. Moving from people pleasing to always filling up your cup first. Moving from indecision to knowing actually what you desire. Moving from being depressed or anxious, having other mental health struggles to feeling healthy consistently, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then moving from being very reactionary to everything, sensitive, to setting a tone for your reality, for your environment, for every single thing that you do, and feeling confidence and security in that. So again, I invite you to join us in the next mastermind. I am really, really excited for this. We actually just wrapped up our past 7-week mastermind. We had our highlight and reflection to our workshop. And it was just beautiful just to hear every single person's reflections on what they've manifested over the 7 weeks, how their perspective changed, how they've become happier, how their relationships have changed and shifted, and how they've become to accept themselves and accept their desires, accept that this is who I am and this is what I want. And I don't care what anyone else thinks. Like, this is for me. This is my life. And that is something that's really, really, truly invaluable.